Welcome to the SAU Report. I'm Danielle Collier.
And I'm Holly Hughes. With us on our Student Issues Forum are Jordan Jones and Irina Panfilova. Irina, being an exchange student from Moscow, how is college life in America different from college life in Russia?
Well, it's hard to say, but most probably the greatest difference is that we don't really have the term college life back home because we do not have campus. Basically, most of the people I know, and this will make up, well, probably like 90% of the students in Moscow, they travel all the way from home to university, so we do not have dorms. Well, the ones we do have are dorms for students from other cities or from other countries who come over to study. So that's why when I came here, I had to get accustomed to this kind of college life, and it took me a while because it was just very different.
All right, well, Jordan, you of course aren't from another country, but you are from Dallas. How's the difference coming from Dallas to Magnolia?
It's a major difference, really. Being from Dallas, it's a big city, so you know you have all your different kind of stores and all your different needs just right down the street. But being here in Magnolia, it's more country. So I mean, like for instance, Walmart, it's the only spot around here. You got to meet all your needs, basically most of your entertainment. So I'm not used to having my life pretty much revolve around Walmart. So it's a lot different from being back home in Dallas, where I can go to Walmart's right down the street, right next to a big mall, and everything else is just right in my access. And here, it's just a lot more country, and it's completely different from being in the city,
What is it like living on campus in a residence hall?
Can I say hell? I mean, to be honest, it's just not what it should be as far as standards wise, because a lot of this, and for instance, Green Hall, a lot of the facilities in there, and we have like no means of entertainment. We don't have a computer lab like in most dormitories on campus. We don't have like any like pool table or just like any source of means of entertainment or any quality life. I mean, like I said, if you don't have it in your room, you don't have it, and that can stir big problems on campus, with students, because if they have like no entertainment such as that, it's going to lead to more trouble, and of course that's not good, and as with the bathrooms, it's not so much SAU's fault, but the bathrooms aren't nearly as sanitary as what they should be, and I can't blame the school for that, because that starts with the students having to maintain it, and besides that, it's all right. You just have to cope with it, but there could be some definitely some things that need to be cleaned up on the campus.
Irina, what's your perspective on the quality of life on this campus, in the dorm residence halls?
Well, it's hard for me to say because I'm here just for one semester, so I can't really make predictions or judge anyone. Since I live in honors in the North Wing, I'm pretty much satisfied with the place I live. But I pretty much agree with Jordan that there might be a little bit more entertainment on campus. Because honors, yeah, it's a big dorm and everything, but you need something more than a computer lab and a classroom downstairs. And since I'm used to having more entertainment, like back home, of course, since I live in a city, you always get to go somewhere all together, and you have more opportunities. And here, so in terms of improvement, maybe this one is a big issue, and the cleanliness. Yeah, maybe it depends on the students a whole lot, I guess.
There was a discussion about Coed, the dorms being turned into Coed, all except for Green and Vesey. Jordan, what's your opinion on this?
I'm supportive of it. I think it'd be a good idea. I feel like we're adults, pretty much. We're technically adults, so it shouldn't be a problem. like I said, I think I'm really supportive of it. I think it'd be cool as long as they regulate it right. It'd be a positive thing for SAU.
Yeah, I guess that's what I think as well, because you don't really want people climbing through the windows just to get to see.
Well, I know, Jordan, you live in both of you live in the residence hall, so you're required to buy a meal plan.
Mm-hmm.
How's the cafeteria food, or how's that?
You want to?
Yeah, so.
Okay. Well, I think if you're a student here, you shouldn't be forced to buy a meal plan, because not everybody wants to eat in the caf. They'd rather, go to McDonald's right down the street, or they, want to, make a sandwich in their room. But as far as the cafeteria food, I think the cafeteria food it's all right. It meets, what your typical expectations would mean, the bare minimum. But as far as being forced to pay for a meal plan, I don't think it's right. I really don't.
Well, the cafeteria is kind of a big issue for me. It's probably the only thing on campus which can be really not annoying, but kind of unpleasant to talk about, because since I come from a different place, we have different food, and this really was a big problem. And not anymore, because I'm leaving in 2 weeks. So, but the thing about the cafe is that the food can be so greasy. Like when you look at some of the things they make, you don't really want to touch it. And I heard a lot of stories about what they actually make the food from, and how everything is prepared. And I have a few questions about the freshness of some of the products they use. And it really causes a lot of stress, because of that I had to work out a whole lot, like for probably a few hours a day. And that really did something like bad on my schedule and everything. And I don't really have time to do that anymore, but I don't want to be forced to work out that much just because of the food.
Right. And when you were working out so much, were you going to the wellness center, or were you just working out in your room?
Well, I guess pretty much the wellness center.
Did you like it over there?
Yes, it was. It's a good one. I like it because it has everything I need. The running track. There's the running track, and then I go to the wellness center to work out the treadmill and everything. It's fine with me. And the swimming pool is okay too.
I work out in the wellness center too, and this is where I differ with Irina, because I feel the wellness center doesn't meet everybody's needs, as far as if you're serious about working out, and you're like a real big time weightlifter, anything like that. Wellness center isn't the place for you, because a lot of the weights are very very small weights, and there's not a whole lot of equipment. I feel like there could be a lot more to be done as far as putting more equipment into the wellness center. Maybe having longer hours, because with all the different class schedules, not everybody's has a good time to, going to the wellness center, get a good workout. Now, at the same time, I'm not saying it needs to be turned into a 24-hour fitness or anything by that means, because that's stretching it. But there could be just like I said, heavier weights, more cardio equipment, and maybe it just needs to be in a bigger setting. Maybe they need to rebuild it in the total, because the wellness center, as far as working out, isn't too much bigger than a regular classroom. And if say a lot of students want to work out at one time, there's no way that more than say 30, 40 people can work out in the wellness center at one time, and I'm surprised it hasn't been a big problem already. But I think the wellness center is one of the weaker parts on campus, and it could definitely needs an upgrade.
That's what when Jordan said about a lot of people coming to the wellness center at the same time, that's what I faced quite a few times when I come and I want to work out. But everything is already occupied by someone, and you have to wait like for 20 minutes until someone comes off the treadmill, and
Yeah.
it's can be really annoying.
Yeah, and
So-
there's only one bench. I mean, how you supposed to work with one bench? It just doesn't. And that where it goes back to organizing time, because I'm saying if you're waiting for 20 minutes for one bench and you have a class in 10 minutes, I mean, you're not going to get your full workout in for that day, and that's going to relate to other stress problems that's uncalled for when benches aren't too expensive, where it shouldn't damage the school's budget too much. I think upgrading the wellness center, I think it would bring a lot more students here, because when I'm in the wellness center, I see a lot of recruits and a lot of incoming students making tours and with their families and coming through. That just happens to be a spot where they come through the wellness center. And if I was, luckily I didn't see it when I came on my visit, because I mean, if I was a student and I was really, into working out and I saw that, I mean, that'd be a total just like drawback for me. I would get totally turned off, from school, because it just shows that, they're not really focused on that. And I think maybe if they either that, or maybe allow people to maybe work out in the big field house. I know athletics, they work out on that on a regular basis, but not all the time. They have a lot of weights in there, and maybe if they let people work out in there, that would help some things too.
Well, you guys had a lot of really good suggestions for improving the wellness center. If we were to go back to the cafeteria, do you have any suggestions that they could do for students there?
I think going along with what Irina was saying about the greasy foods, I think they should maybe have a few more dietary foods. I think they have a good start with the salad bar. I think that's actually really good, because they have like all the different kinds of vegetables that you need to make a pretty good salad, all the good dressings and everything. But that's just only a start. You need, maybe like a baked fish, or some more baked, some less greasy. That also another good thing, compliment I have to give the CAF is they do have some foods that cater to like the Nepalians. I know they have like a special section that's more their cultural food. I think that's kind of cool, but at the same time, not all international students are Nepalian. You know what I'm saying? So I think if they like had like some more foods, that cater to their needs, since a lot of students are international, it'd be a plus, most definitely.
I guess, Jordan has pretty much said everything you could say about this, because I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't see any other way of improving the CAV, because I was thinking that probably if they raise the cost, like if they make it not $5 but maybe more, probably this would improve the quality of the food, because they would have more opportunities to choose from the products and from the supplier. But then again, if they raise it, doesn't mean necessarily that they will improve the quality of the food. So I don't know. I mean, the cafe is it's okay, yeah, but I don't really see a lot of people complaining about it, because most of them have cars and everything, so they can drive around, they can go somewhere and get something to eat. And which is a kind of a problem for me and some of the people I know, because you cannot always walk to Walmart. It's a bit stressful.
It'd be kind of a long walk.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like she said, the cafe, I mean, it does have some good parts. Personally, I think the breakfast is great. I mean, and I think that's a good way to start your day off, and go to the cafe, get some breakfast, because they do have a lot of variety in the breakfast. I think that's really good. But at the same time, I think I think it tails off after it gets worse by each meal, and only because the lunch is decent, but the dinner, you have your good days. You have your good days and your bad days, and I just think that, like I said earlier, if they had some more things that would just like cater to different needs and everything like that, just a little bit more variety of food, which comes with raising the price and paying for the food. I think that'd be awesome.
Do you have any other options, like in town? Are you able to go to places like McDonald's or somewhere? Like, are you able to find somebody with a car?
Not always.
Yeah, not always.
I have to wait till somebody I know is free and can give me a ride or something. Because first of all, I don't have time. I don't have that much time myself. And besides, you really don't feel that comfortable asking the same person all the time, can you please take me there and there and there? And sometimes you see that look like, okay, not again, but anyway, I'll take you. I mean, that's not very nice to experience.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as she is. I don't have a car myself, and so it's tough having to depend on people for transportation. And you know, like you said, it's nice a few times, but then it becomes maybe might be a hassle. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wants to be a hassle on somebody else, and so transportation sometimes it can be hard. It really can be hard. You know, when you don't have it.
Do you think there are things that the city of Magnolia or even SAU would be able to do to help students who don't have transportation?
I don't think that there's going to be anything done about that. It's not like Walmart is going to give us shuttles or taxis or buses will appear in Magnolia, because everyone here has, like the Magnolia, the people who live here, they have cars. And so I don't think that there's going to be anything like transportation in here. So it's pretty much the way it goes.
I think if they were to get a shuttle thing going, I think that would be kind of cool. It's not like it's gonna hurt anybody, but like I said, if you're gonna have a shuttle thing, it's gotta be organized right, and by that you gotta have like running at certain times to make it more convenient for students. And I'm not sure of all what it takes, what they'll have to do to get that there. But if they do have it, it'll just be another plus for SAU. Unless they start, building some more things around closer to campus.
All right, well, we've talked about the quality of life here at SAU. Now let's talk about the quality of education. Jordan, do you think that you're getting a lot out of your classes? Are they preparing you for your career in your future?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think the classes here are real good, and a lot of that is because the classes are smaller, and I guess that's one of the benefits of this being a smaller school, is that you're able to have a better contact and access to your professors, and then that turns better grades. You can get I don't know the student ratio of teachers, but it's pretty good, because if I ever need to talk to my professor or I need help or anything like that, they're right there, And plus they have a tutoring center and stuff like that.
I like the classes here a lot because, again, they're different from what I have in my college in Moscow. They're not that long. It's mostly the 50-minute class. It's pretty easy to go through. And I like the classes and the teachers a lot. And then again, since it's a smaller campus, normally you would have at least 2-3 people who you know and who you probably hang out with in the same class, and it's fun. And just the way the assignment goes, sometimes there'll be really a lot of homework to do, but then again, I think what I like most of all is that as long as you come here, you get to choose classes you want, so you have freedom of choice, which we do not have back home, and that's kind of nice about this system.
Now, what about how these classes you think they're going to prepare you, especially you coming from a country where the types of classes were completely different? How do you think that it will prepare you, this system will prepare you for the future, your career?
What I learned from studying here is that maybe I want to do my master's in the States, because I heard a lot about this education, but I never experienced it myself. And now I know what it's like, and I think I'm going to try it later for a longer period of time, because so far these classes mostly count. They're going to give me credit when I go back home. So that's all about it.
I think it's going to be very good towards my major. I'm a broadcast journalism major. We do good projects. We have a real good professor, and have a good professor, that that makes it a lot easier. I think it gives you a lot of opportunities to go out and experience other stations in the Arkansas area and get your name out there as far as when you're done with school. And I know when I want to take what I learned from here back home to Dallas, and Dallas is 3.5 hours away, and so I think it's not too far. And so I know what I learned here is something I'll definitely be able to use back home with so many opportunities there too. So I think what I learned here is definitely going to be great as far as my major. I think so.
Well, both of you, I believe, mentioned the professors at the school, their quality. How is the quality of professors in general?
The professors, for all the ones that I've had, they're really good, and I think they actually do show that they do care. Like I said, they're willing to work with you, and that's the key. I mean, if you want to succeed, just show that you're willing to work, and they'll work with you. And I know I've needed that a lot in the classes I've had, and it's paid off, And I give a lot of credit to the professors. Now, some of the classes that I've had have been harder, and where I've had to, try a little harder, but, they were willing to, go the extra step with me, whether it would be, offering me some little extra tutoring, or as far as showing me some other places where I can get the information that I need to get an assignment done or do well on this and that. It's just been a plus, so that's something I can definitely say about the SAU professors. Really good.
Yeah, I'm totally with Jordan on this because I really like all the professors I have, and there's one thing that makes them so different from most of the teachers back home is that the professors over here are friendly and that they care. Say back home, if you have 100 students in a senior, just my faculty, just my major, nobody cares. You miss class, you don't do the assignment, you have lower grade, and even if you come and try to explain, nobody will ever listen because they're like, you had your time. And here, it's different because I feel like I want to go to a teacher and talk to him or her because I can see the attitude, which is nice.
So both of you have really enjoyed your time here at SAU so far this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was, minus the environment, it's still something that, I've had a hard time adjusting to, but as far as, all the people that I met and the professors that I've had the opportunity to learn from, it's great. It's great.
Yeah, the people here are great because it's not really about the place or the entertainment or whatever, but as long as you get to know good people you want to hang out with, it's nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, Jordan, Irina, thank you for joining us today. I'm Holly Hughes.
And I'm Danielle Collier, and this has been the SAU Report.